So hello everyone and welcome to Elise Little Things. Sorry about the delay. I'm new to all this live stream, so I'm still trying to get used to it all. But how is everyone doing? I'm just going to give it a minute or two for some people to join the stream before I start. Right. So I just thought I'd have a wee chat with you guys and answer any questions that you maybe have when I'm sculpting on Zbrush. So just answer away and I'll do my best to answer everything. Also, if you could give this video a thumbs up or even a thumbs down, that would be great. So let's just jump to Zbrush then. Right. So I've decided that I'm going to sculpt a milkshake. So I'm just going to start with that and see how I get on. Right, so I'm going to import the design. Texture. And scale it small so I can see it. I'm still getting used to Zbrush. Like, I still have a lot to learn from it as well. And also I had a bit of a break using Zbrush, so I've kind of forgotten how to use the whole EU and everything. But I'm getting there. Just takes time. Z plugin, Scale Master. Scaled. Material. Stencil. Cross size. Trying to change the size of the brush. So it's texture, I think. Texture, stencil. Brush size. Right, here we go. So Symmetry. Need to turn symmetry off. There. So if you guys have any questions, just put it in the chat and I'll try to answer as much as I can when I'm sculpting. And if you have any questions about ZBrush or anything, just let me know. So I need to make the size. Sliders, that's what it was, sliders. Just trying to get the size that I want, roughly. Oh, yeah. Trying to mask this area. I always seem to have a problem masking this area. No. Nope. Seems to be catching the top. Hello. No, doesn't want to do that. Oh, the shape a little bit. The shape is a bit off. I want to try and catch this shape. Thank you, Kathleen. That was nice. I'm glad you like watching my videos. I want to try and create the handle of the cup in the picture. Stretch. Created the inside. Quite thick. Double. Okay. And mask. Mask. Now I'm just trying to create the handle of the actual ice cream cup. I had a bit of a problem there trying to create the shape for the handle as I kept double on at the corner here. I had to switch it. I think that was a problem. Like I said, I'm still learning, so it's gonna take some time. And it's also remembering where everything is on the EU, trying to remember what tool is for what brush is for what, can be quite hard to remember. I want to create that nice round shape that's on the handles. So I'm just kind of tweaking it, masking each part and just trying to shape it the way I think looks best. Also, I think I will make this a bit longer. Okay. So I will now import the bottom part, the stand of the cup. Um, let's go back for a sec. So how was everyone's day? Has anyone been up to anything? Anything good? Are they doing anything at the weekend? Just let me know what yous are up to. I think I'll create this bottom part a bit curvy. So in the picture it looks like it's a bit curvy. So insert. Well, now I'll create the bottom stand of the cup. Also, I think this needs to stand out more. Maybe delete that. Delete. I'm going to create this a kind of sharp kind of edge, like it is on the picture. I think I'll create this with a nice pink colour, like the ice cream. Put it to kind of pink, light colour, roughly. White. Okay, so now I think it's time to do the inside of the cup, so the ice cream. So I'm going to start with inserting a ball sphere. Oh, this one. Symmetry on, because I want to create the cream around the cup, so I want it all to kind of look the same around it. Move brush. turn this. I'm just trying to create the ruffles around it. Trying to get the detail of it a bit. Make them a bit wider. So I'll now create the top of the ice cream. I'll start making that. It's really all about tweaking the design, going back and forth and trying to get the detail right and the shape. Like, I'm not finished with this. I still have more to do with this, but I'm just going to get the kind of rough idea of the design first, the rough shape, and then I can go into more detail with it. Now I'll use the move brush to try and move the ball to create the shape of the ice cream. And then I'll create the surface with clay build up to try and create the texture of the ice cream. Clay build up. Then the mesh. So I want to try and create the texture if I can with clay build up. And I'll maybe use crack brush as well and pinch. Maybe clay tubes would work. So in between this, I'll also be moving the shape to try and get the shape as well at the same time as doing the texture. So it's like lying on the cream. Also, I wanted to show you guys the Palia game I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about playing next year. It's not out yet, but it's called Palia, and it's based on like miniatures and crafting and things like that. I never really play games, but this game looks really good, so I'm thinking about buying it next year and maybe trying it out, see what it's like, and maybe do some live streams from it. I'll actually show you the website of the game. It looks quite good. I'll just show you. Palia. This is it here, the website. It looks like they have a trailer as well. So it's like an adventure game basically, where you'll be farming, going off an adventure, making things, and hunting, and decorating your home. So for me, I think that'd be a good thing to actually do because it reminds me a bit of miniature design, as it's something similar to what I'm doing. So I'm doing miniatures and props, so I thought this would be a good game to play. So it's going on adventures, explore Palia to unravel its mysteries and best friend villagers who help you along the way. But I think it looks like a fun game, relaxing. This is the trailer. It looks really nice and colourful. Like I said, I don't play games, so this will be something different for me to actually do in my spare time. So it's like hunting, making your own food, making a home, all that kind of stuff. Interior design, props. So it'd be a fun thing to do in my spare time. It looks really cool. But my partner told me about it and he suggested this game, so I think I'll maybe play it next year when it comes out. That's the different characters by the looks of it that you can play. She's pretty. Some of the characters look cool. Also, if some of you are new to my channel and new to this live stream, if you haven't seen my shop, Elise Little Things, this is it here. I'll just give you a quick look at it. So this is it, the shop. I sell STL files for 3D printing, and it's mostly focused on 12 scale dollhouse miniatures, and of course I like to do from time to time some props as well to add to the collection. But so far we have over 103 pieces and we're doing pretty good with it. But this is it here. So I have different things ranging from STL mini glassware, miniature kitchen, mini decor, miniature accessories, mini bathroom, mini food, props in Halloween and Easter. So this is some of the stuff here. Some plates, rabbits, bunny rabbits. I don't really design characters, but I just thought I'd give it a go and see how I get on with it. But that's there, this is an Easter collection where you can put the bunny inside the Easter egg. They're all STL files, like I said, so it's not a physical piece. But you can print it on your 3D printer and paint it and do whatever you want with it, basically. Some props, nature crown. Some glasses, beer bottles, things like that. Christmas, Halloween, little Halloween house. That was my favourite actually to do. It's a collection, so you get all of that you see here. This was a fun piece to design, as I felt as if I could be more creative in this collection, and also I like Halloween, so it was my favourite one to actually do to design. And it was my first diorama design as well. And I like this piece as well in the Ice Queen crown. Which it was actually inspired by the movie The Snow Queen. So that's why I designed this crown in the first place. So yeah, that's it so far. But I have many more designs coming to the shop, and also some jewellery pieces that I want to put as mini versions for STLs and also props. And I have a dressing table design that I still need to finish and put up, but I'm almost finished with it. But that's it so far anyway. Okay, so back to designing. Right. Just trying to roughly create this texture of the ice cream that it has. Like I said, I won't finish it all on this live stream, like completely finished, as I'll have to go back and tweak everything and put the detail, more clear detail on the piece, and that will take more time as well. So I won't have time to actually do all of that, but this is just a rough idea of what you can actually do on ZBrush. Like ZBrush is a great software, you can design basically anything on it, from hard surface to organic surfaces. And what's great about it is you can sculpt and then transfer it onto the support software for 3D printing, and then print it out on your 3D printer, and you can like paint it, do whatever you want really with it. But it's great though, because like if you love Halloween, if you love costumes and stuff like that, and having to see it print out makes it look really great. basically to see it come to life. That's what I mean. Is great. Brush. I'm just trying to create the roundness kinda at the top, roughly. Yeah, but Zbrush is a good software. Like, I actually think it's better than CAD. I don't like CAD software. I just find it really hard to kind of find myself in it. Like, I do have problems with Zbrush, I have to admit, as well, but like I said, it just takes practice. But I prefer Zbrush than CAD. From all the things that I've designed, from jewellery, props, miniatures, toys, I can design basically anything. Okay, I think I'll then do the top of the ice cream, the white swirly bit. But also I want to change the colour of this just now. A wee bit lighter colour. This one, it's white. Ah, not that one. Don't it? It's white. Still think that's a bit too dark of a colour for this. Maybe a bit more. Roughly. Yeah. So let's insert another sphere. And make this one white. Always have to remember to quick save everything that I do, because if I don't and the computer crashes or I make a mistake and I can't go back, then I can always open it back up again with quick save at the top, and it just saves it here at the end, quick save. So that's helpful. Okay, grips. This one. Target stages up here. This is where it will be. Yeah, that's target. This one. Okay. Right. So Dynamesh. So now I want to create this swirly swirly kind of design, the cream at the top of the ice cream. So I'm using the pinch tool to try and create that. Don't know if the Dynamesh is... Like I said, I'm still learning, so just want to take some time. But I'm much better from how I started ZBrush. When I first started ZBrush, I had no idea what anything was. I couldn't even use the keyboard. I didn't even know how to actually use the keyboard for it. But now I do, so that's improvement. But I'm also starting to want to do some ZBrush courses online as well, and using YouTube to also do my research for ZBrush on certain videos to watch, so I can learn how to sculpt and use the whole interface. maybe go over this part again a bit. I like to go back and forth to check it with the ice cream cup to see how it is on top of it. Why? Okay, I think I'll start doing the straws. I'll import the straws. Also, it doesn't have to be exactly like the picture. I can just make it into my own style as well. So that's what I'm roughly kind of doing. Just making it into my own kind of style of a milkshake ice cream cup. So it's roughly my own kind of style. So I think I will then start creating the chocolate on top. um, I want to try and make it so that the chocolate is kind of dripping from the ice cream at the top. So just try and roughly catch the shape a bit. It's just all about practice, so it is. That's what it's all about. I've noticed if I don't use ZBrush for a couple of days or even one day, I forget most of the stuff on the software, which is quite bad. So I'm one of the people that has to do it every single day, so that way they can remember it, of where all the tools are, where everything is on the EU. Also, I'll change the colour of this. So I'll go for kind of chocolate colour. A bit darker maybe. I want to make it so that it's dripping from it, roughly. So trying to create the little ball at the bottom so it's like dripping. I'm trying not to make it look so perfect as well, because the chocolate dripping from the top isn't perfect. So trying to create that imperfection at the top. But I'm creating it in my own roughly kind of style of how I would like it. And what's good about this is I could sit here for days and hours sculpting this, refining it, making it look better, and the detail looking better. And then afterwards, you transfer it to that support software, literally, and then you can then print it on a 3D printer. And that's what's great about this, is you can print it to any scale you want, to big prop size drinking cup, or to a miniature size as well. So there's so much you can do. I just decided to do this live stream because I just wanted to show you basically what ZBrush is all about, and just kind of share my process roughly with you and just show you what it's like, how I design my pieces for my shop and things like that. This is how I basically approach it. It normally takes me a lot longer than this, as I need to go back and forth and correct a few things. Also, there's a few things on this that I do need to correct and a few mistakes, but like I said, I'm learning, so, and I just wanted to share all this with you guys so you could just see what to expect on ZBrush. It's not really an easy software to use, to be honest, because there's so much to remember, so many options, so many brushes. Like, this is all the brushes that I have here. This is clay tubes, carve, there's so many brushes, and it takes a long time to remember them and know exactly what they do. And there's so much that I don't know about ZBrush yet that I still need to learn. Also, for 3D printing, there's a lot that you need to think about. For instance, you can't have any undercuts or gaps in between because it won't print. So for instance, I can't print something that is like this. You know what I mean? That's a huge undercut. Well, that's what I think. So it'd have to actually be touching the surface in order for it to print, if you know what I mean. But there's quite a few things you need to think about for 3D printing and how to support it so it'll print at the right angle, you won't lose detail, so on, things like that. I also wanted to apologise for earlier, as I couldn't get the live stream up and running because there was a problem with the sound. I couldn't get the sound up. But this is my first live stream, so maybe the more I do the live streams, the more easier it will get, and I'll know exactly what I'm doing. But there was a bit of an issue earlier to try and set this all up. I want to try and not make them the same kind of length. I want to make some a bit longer than others, not exactly the same. I'll maybe put this one down a bit. Also, you have to be careful on your thicknesses for printing, as if you have something very thin like this, like really thin like that, it might not print. So you have to also be careful with your sizes and thicknesses of things. Yeah. Yeah, guys, so if you're wanting to look at more designs or see more of my work, please do go and visit Elise Little Things shop, which I have linked in the live chat section. And also, if you like my work and you like what I'm doing and you would like to support me, it would be great if you could buy me a coffee, and check out my buy me a coffee page that I've linked in the live chat as well, as it will help my channel and my shop and help me to grow with what I'm doing. Like, I'm obviously, well, I'm not a professional on Zbrush, but I know some things, and there's some things I still need to learn. But as long as the pieces can print and they're functional and they work, then that's what matters, and people like the designs. But if you work on it, practice, it'll get easier. I always have a problem with symmetry at the top, because when I click symmetry and I start working on a piece, I accidentally turn it off and then I start moving the piece, so then I lose my symmetry, and then the piece isn't in the middle and the design isn't in the middle. But I have kind of issues with that as well. But I'm lucky that I have a partner that also does Zbrush as well. And he actually introduced me to Zbrush design. So he helps me a lot with the shop and my designs basically. And he also helps me in the shop too. We both work together in the shop, designing pieces. And he normally keeps me right when I do something wrong, so in the shop. So that helps. Okay. A bit wavy at the top. So I think I'll do the cherry that will sit on top. Quick save this just to be safe. Yeah, so I'll make this nice and red. Already auto grouped. But okay, so here, then so I don't think I need symmetry for this, so that will be easier. Now I will just start to shape this, turn this off. Maybe dynamesh it a bit, I think. Because I've got this on. Oh, thank you, Catherine. That means a lot. Thanks for the comment. Well, it's just all about using the move brush to try and shape it to look roughly like a cherry. So, yeah. The detail and so on, so it's more sharper looking. So, scale it. I love cherries, but I think my favourite is strawberries. If I had to choose a fruit that I like, I would probably put a strawberry at the top rather than a cherry, but cherries are still good. So roughly this is how it is anyway. You just move it, try to catch the shape as much as you can. I think I'll make the cherry a bit bigger. So it's like a bigger cherry. So I'll then do the stem at the top of the cherry. This. So the stem will be a green colour. So I'll go for a darker green. Oh, not that. It's not that one. There. But we need to change the cherry colour. More of a rich red. A bit brighter. So like more bend curve. I like this tool. I usually like quite a lot of these tools because you can do a lot of things with these. You can bend things, flatten them, slice them. It's quite cool. Bend curve. I think I've added too many. Just a slight sort of bend at the top of it. Probably. Maybe down the mesh. Maybe a bit more. This is my first ever milkshake that I've ever done on ZBrush. I've not done anything like that before, so it's turned out not so bad. So there is things that do need corrections in how I approached it. Also, there's corrections needing to be done, but for my first one isn't bad. Just trying to create that roundness at the top of the stem. Maybe built up, maybe. Almost like there's a little bit at the top. Hopefully. Maybe a bit too striking. I don't know. Maybe a bit too thick. I want to create, I'll maybe go over this part a little bit more. It's quite cool as well because you can just work from any primitive. I normally work with cylinders, spheres, and then sometimes cylinders to try and get the shape that I want from the design. Because I find it a bit easier to use a sphere and a cylinder because you can easily get the shape that you want from that. And the same with this piece here. It's all about tweaking and trying to get the detail that you want and to make it sharper, things like that. Maybe just always use that. Okay, I think I'll change the material. I want to choose material for this. So I want it to be sort of shiny. Not that. Could be that I might not find one that's suited for this. Mm. No, not going to change it. Trying to change the material, so it's like shiny at the top. But I might just leave it the way it is, but it's just to show you what you can do on ZBrush with the materials and the colours. Yeah, maybe. You can make it look shiny so that it looks like real chocolate that's dripping in glass. You can even make it look like mirror, but I wouldn't choose that. I like the chocolate that it's shiny though. This one. I just want to try and see if I can make this shiny if I can for the chocolate. But I want to keep the ice cream to just a kind of dry texture. Made the cup shiny, so I want to make the bottom part shiny of the stand. Try plastic work. The cherry's shiny, so now just trying to get this to a nice shiny surface. Yeah, I'll keep the bottom glass and the cup glass as well, so it's shiny, like glass effect. But the top, I want to kind of keep not shiny, so it's like an ice cream texture. But then the chocolate on top, I just want that to be shiny, and the cherry. So that's what I'm trying to kind of get here. You can finish it in any way that you want. Like you can have it shiny or you don't need to have it shiny. But this is roughly the idea of what you can do on ZBrush with sculpting and stuff. Usually the shiny material is my favourite, so I like to keep it to that. But the ice cream, like I said, I would like that to be just a dry texture without it being shiny. But you can have it both ways either, so it doesn't actually matter. It's just to kind of show you what you can do, how you can make it look, for instance. Yeah, you can get it with rendering the design. That's when you can make it look like glass. So ZBrush can't really show you that. So that's why I just put it to toy plastic material, just to kind of roughly show you that you can change it to shiny material or just, you know, this material, the startup material. So that's quite a nice one as well. It's just whatever you feel is right for you, basically. But I like it like this, so from there you can then put it onto a rendering software and render it if you would like. That's when you can put all the material on it. You can have it glass, you can have it shiny, you can have it any other material basically that you want. And that's all the materials that you can choose from here. So they have pedal, they have toy plastic, startup, basic material. I haven't really used all of these, so that's why I'm also trying to kind of go back and forth and try to select a material that I think would work. But anyway, this is how it looks so far. So I think I'll probably end this live stream as it's getting late and I've been doing this for a little while now. But like I said, you can go back and forth and tweak the design, put sharper material on it and stuff like that, but that will take me longer to do, so that's why I'm going to end the live stream. But thanks for everyone for joining me on the live stream. Will I be making the milkshake available in the shop? Yes, I will. That will be in the shop very soon. But like I said, I want to tweak this and finish it off and then 3D print it. And from there, I can then put it on the shop. So that will be coming to the shop very soon. And the dressing table as well that I mentioned earlier. So yeah. So yeah, that's me, guys. Thanks for joining me in the live stream. I'll maybe have more live streams later on, but this was my first ever live stream. I was a little bit nervous at first, but I got it done anyway. So yeah, so there'll be more live streams coming soon. And I'll be doing other designs on ZBrush, just scrolling with what I'm doing and practicing and so on, just sharing it all with you guys. So it won't be like, it might even be some projects where I'd be just doing rough sketches, roughly like this one, and then developing it later on, things like that.